Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
Co-creating at its best, really. You are knowing what you are wanting. You've been listening to us for a while. You know everything we know. You know you are the creator of your own experience, and that you are constantly creating the new and improved version of you, and that new and improved version of you exists vibrationally before it manifests, as does everything. The thought precedes the manifestation. So thought that is considered for quite a while, allowing law of attraction to respond to its non-resisted nature, is what causes creation. So if you have an idea of something you want, but you doubt it, you're hindering the manifestation of it. If you have something that you want, but you expect it and are looking forward to it, then you don't hinder, and it happens quickly. Often we start these gatherings by asking, do you know what you want? And are you happy about the contrast that helped you to identify what you want? And many of you want to say yes to that because you think it's what we want you to say. But you don't really mean it, because you have desires that you've had in place for a while that have not manifested, and frankly, you're weary of them. You worry that you're doing something wrong, or you worry that it's an inappropriate desire, or you just don't know what's going on. And so desires that you've held for a while that don't seem to be moving, for most of you, are irritating or depressing. It's quite a range. While those of you who have found knowledge in the laws of the universe and are effectively utilizing your own guidance system, so you've learned to work the bugs out of your resistance and make your desires pure or non-resisted. In other words, knowing it and expecting it without doubt. That's what we're talking about. Your desires feel good to you. In fact, they breathe life into you. And that is the desire you came to experience. In fact, that's the experience you were looking for when you came. You didn't come as a creator because there are things that need to be created. You came as a creator because it is exhilarating to create. And that's such a big distinction, if you can get that distinction clear. So often, what hinders you and keeps that from being clear is that sometimes you want to create an avenue for money to flow to you. So the money is what you're after, and your creation is just the means to the money. And so you're not all excited about the means, you're just excited about the money. And that gets you thinking in a screwy way about creation in general, because that gets you thinking that what you're creating is what really matters. I need to create a better house, or a better job, or a better life for my family, or I need to create something that is more stable. I need to create for my retirement. And so when you're looking toward an end and you aren't anywhere near that end, then it's not fun to create. And what we want this gathering to do for you today, we want you to get turned on to the idea of the creation process itself. Let us say that in a better way. We want you to get turned on to the thrill of the process of creating. That's what you came to experience. You can get the idea of that when you talk to an artist who has painted an endless supply. Jerry and Esther have a friend in Albuquerque who is one of the world's premier artists. She is known around the world, and her art is recognized in competition after competition. Tempera painting, unbelievably beautiful. And she has been painting for so many years, and her paintings are very expensive. And so there are paintings of hers in galleries in many, 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 many cities. And yet she continues to paint. Not because the gallery needs another painting, and not because she needs another painting to sell. She continues to paint because the process of painting is so delicious, you see. And so that's what we wish for you. We want you to put creating in the realm of something really fun to do, something you really like to do. But you can't do that until you understand the process. You can't have fun at creating until you work the bugs out of your own resistance. Because when you want something that you don't believe, it's not fun. And you can't turn your wanting off. That's the worst part of it. Our physical friends tell us, wish I didn't want that. Felt a lot better before I wanted that. I'm so discouraged now that I want it and can't have it. And we want to say to you, there's nothing that you want that you can't have, and there's nothing that you want that isn't already lined up for you in a vibrational reality. We're calling that vibrational reality. Formerly we called it your vibrational escrow. We're calling this your vortex of creation because it is a spinning vortex of attraction. Law of attraction sees to that. When you know what you don't want, whether you put words to it or not, you send off a rocket of desire that is received by the larger part of you, by that which you call source. And that larger part of you holds this newly expanded creation of yours in a vibrational escrow in this vortex of creation eternally until you catch up with it. Until you catch up with it and receive the fulfillment of it. Most people don't really catch up with everything that's there until they croak. In other words, because most people don't release their resistance until they breathe their last breath. Most of you, as long as you're still in this body, have stuff you're complaining and worrying about. Every subject is two subjects, what is wanted and lack of it. And it is not inappropriate for you to consider both sides of that equation because, in fact, the contrast is what allows you to focus forward. Contrast is essential to everything. Imagine no contrast in your visual experience. Ever seen a snowstorm or a picture of one? What is that? Oh, that's me back there in the background. I can't see you. All I can see is white. They're hoping for a little black nose on something somewhere in the picture, just to know that it's not a mistake. Contrast is necessary for you to focus visually. And the best photographers have figured that out, haven't they? Contrast is necessary in music for you to hear anything that is meaningful. If it was all one note, you'd tire of it soon. The contrast and the variety of the contrast is what makes it meaningful. So contrast is necessary for focusing, and focusing is necessary for creation. And everything you see is a focused creation. Everything that you hear is a focused creation. So when we talk about focusing, we're talking about creating. When we're talking about thinking, we're talking about focusing. When we're talking about believing, we're talking about focusing. When we're talking about remembering, we're talking about focusing upon an event. When we're talking about imagining, we're talking about focusing. When we're talking about observing, as you selectively sift through your now, we're talking about focusing upon those things that you wish, hear this, that you wish to activate within you. That's what a creator does. A creator focuses and activates a vibration, and then law of attraction takes it from there. So when you sloppily focus using screwy criteria, why are you looking at that? Because it's there. Why are you watching this on television? Because it's on. Why are you listening to this conversation? Because this person is my friend and that's what they're saying. Why are you focused upon that? Because it's true. And we say, those are really odd criterias for the reason that you're focusing, because when you focus, you activate a vibration within you, and when you activate a vibration within you, law of attraction responds to it. And when you activate a vibration within you that contradicts who you really are and what you really want, then you introduce discord into your experience. Discord that will prevent you from what you want, but even more than that, discord that will keep you from feeling good, because it's discord that keeps you from being who you are. Do you understand that? So we're going to talk a lot today about this vibrational reality, about this vortex of creation. And we really want to emphasize the way law of attraction gathers all cooperative components of everything that you've been asking for. Immediately, all of the things that you want, that you've been wanting for a while, have already assembled. And all that's necessary is for you to get into this vortex, up to speed with this vibration, where you will then see the clear path. Then you will then have the rendezvous. You will then have access to the immediate manifestation of what you've been asking for. But as long as you're outside the vortex, then you're banging around, doing it the hard way, trying to make things happen through words and action, without the experience of this cooperative universe. This is the energy that creates worlds. It's really worth syncing up with, you see. So, we are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Nothing is off limits. You will notice a very nice unfolding. Sometimes others will ask your question even better than you might. Sometimes it's easier for you to get into the vortex if you're sitting out there rather than sitting right here. In any case, we know what's in your vortex because the vibrational reality has assembled before you dragged your physical bodies here. And so we'll have a wonderful day together where whatever it is you're wanting to understand, it is our promise to you that we will express it several times. The question is, will you hear it? And the answer to that is, you will if you're in the vortex. So that's why we spin our web up here. We talk to you about who you are. We remind you of your worthiness. We talk about what life is like from inside the vortex. Because if we have any value to you, it is only one thing. Calling you into the vortex is really the only value that we have for you. If we can help you to shift your vibration, your manifestations must shift. Because every manifestation that you're living, whether it's money in the bank or relationships in your life, the material things that have made their way into your experience, every manifestation that you are living is but an indication of your vibration. And when you take a little time, and it really only takes a little time, you'll see as we move forward here today, when you take a little time to move your vibration just a little bit, to feel just a little better, to shift your expectation just a little bit, when you shift your vibration, everything in the universe responds differently to you because now you have a different point of attraction. So that is our wish for you today, that you are able to find a new and improved point of attraction. Not because yours is lacking in some way, but because it is the eternal quest of all that is to reach for the new vantage point and line up with it. It is the promise of eternity. We've enjoyed this interaction. It has been a wonderful day. We have taken thought beyond that which it has been before, and we've accomplished our greatest intent in that we have alerted you to the existence of your vibrational reality. Now, you've known about it before, but you've never known about it this clearly before. And you've never known that this vortex, this creative vortex, this vibrational reality was spinning and gathering, collecting all cooperative components. And never before have you been so keenly alert to where you are in relationship to this cooperative gathering. As you're moving forward, it will be very helpful if you will say to yourself, am I cooperating with my hopes and dreams? Am I cooperating with the fuller part of me? And every time you catch yourself complaining, just laugh and say, nope, I'm not cooperating. Every time you feel negative emotion, just laugh and say, nope, I'm not cooperating. I want to be a cooperative component. I want to be a cooperative component. I want to be a vibrational match to all that I've been asking for. I want to be a cooperative component. I want to be a vibrational match to the source within me, to the culmination of all that I have become. I want to fulfill my reason for being here. I want to have step 1 moments. I want to acknowledge that source is having step 2 moments. I want to be aware of the difference between a step 1 and a step 3 vibration. I want to acknowledge that it's all right for me to have step 1 moments. I want to know that it's okay to be out of the vortex. I want to make peace with where I am. I want to look for the positive aspects wherever I am.